Hello everybody, this is Dedra with Paper Crafts and Planners, and we're going to talk about pop-up box cards today. And this, I'm going to show you a few that I've made previously. Really cute cards. They fit in a standard envelope, and when you open them up, they sit up and they sort of pop up like this. The one I'm going to make today is with a die, and then I'm going to make a second video, a part 2, and I'm going to show you how you can make them if you don't want to spend the money on the die, or you don't happen to have the die and you still want to get this effect. It'll be a little bit different. The ones without the die tend to be taller and not as wide so that they still fit in the same standard envelope. So let me see if I can get just a little more light in here. Hopefully I won't get a glare off of anything. Here's one I made. It's a happy birthday one. Sort of has a tropical theme to it, which I think is really cute. And then when it folds flat, it looks like this. Here's the back of it. And this is a graphic 45 paper. I can't remember what it's called, but if I find it, I'll link it. And then I usually put a little square here so that the person can sign a message to whoever they're giving it to, a personal message. And let me show you. This one is maybe for a child, and I thought this was really cute. And this paper is called, let's see, I have it over here, Jungle Safari, and it's an Echo Park collection. And these were just stickers, these animals, and I just backed them with some of the printed paper and then put them in here. And then this is the back. I used another sticker I thought was really cute. I haven't put a happy birthday or anything on this one. I haven't really decided if it's going to go in my Etsy shop or if I'm going to use it myself for one of my grandchildren. And again, folds flat. That's what it looks like. When it comes out, you can either have it come out this way, however you prefer. And here's one more with a ballerina theme. And these are all Spellbinders paper collection. It was one of their card kit of the months, these papers, and this magical U and these little pieces here. And this ballerina, I just stamped her and then stamped her dress on some printed material, which I thought was really cute. And here's what she looks like. This card looks like on the back. Again, more of the paper from that same collection. And there it goes. And I haven't put the piece of paper there, but I will put something there for people to sign their message. Sometimes if there's room on the back, I won't put that piece there because you can always sign your message on the back. But I think it's cute to have the message under the flap. So, you know, you're not seeing the private message when it's just setting up. Anyway, those are really cute, and I'm going to make one today on camera, show you all the pieces that come with this die set. First of all, there's some things that are really nice to have. Your favorite liquid glue. You're going to need double-sided tape about this thickness. What is that? About 1/4 of an inch thick. Of course, if you have thinner, you could always just use 2 strips, but this is the perfect. A bone folder. When I put the dies through the die machine so that they stay in place and I get exactly the, maybe the flowers that I want in there or the checks going the right way and nothing is going to be crooked, I use this Post-it note tape. I've seen some other people use painter's tape or washi, but I just like this. It comes on a roll. And I have a friend who sends it to me. At Christmas time, she sends me a bunch of it. So, and then I love this tool for doing the tape and then lifting the tape up. This is the Bloom tool. It has a lot of different heads to it that you can switch out, but these are the ones I usually keep. This is the small scoring one, and then this tool right here. Okay, so let me show you the pieces that come with this die, and I'll show you what they look like when you cut them out. So these shapes here make the box, and I never have the original packaging, or usually, I shouldn't say never, usually don't have the original packaging for dies unless they came with a stamp set, because I move them to magnetic sheets, and I buy these in big strips at the hardware store or Amazon. These magnetic sheets are made to cover floor vents, like the kind you see in mobile home or older homes where the AC and heat comes through the floor, and they're to block those off and cover them up. And I just cut them into the size I need, and then I put all my dies in these little envelopes and I store them together. Okay, so this makes the box. When you cut it out, it looks like this. You will need 2 of them, so you're going to cut out 2 pieces. It scores where you're going to fold, puts the little flap on. It makes this cute little scalloped detail. Really cute. Then this other piece, you're going to need at least 2. I do 2. Some people like maybe do 3. These are the pieces that are going to connect across the middle. You can see them in here. They see inside the box there. they are what you connect all of your things to. Okay, so we've cut out 2 of these and 2 of these so far. These cut the layers, and they give this really cute stitched detail, I should say. So there are different sizes. The bottom half of the box is slightly taller, so you see these are going to be bigger, and these flaps here are narrower, or not as tall. So let's begin. I've cut some pieces out here. Put these off the side. Oh, and also with the die, some pieces that I very rarely use. But this piece here looks like this when you cut it. And if you're going to use it, I would cut more than one and put them together. It makes a little arch, and I've lost the pieces that make the part that holds it up. But there's another piece that makes 2 sides that would hold this up. And then all these little banners cut out. You can see you just kind of fold them over, and you can hang them. You can put, there's little hearts, there's stars. So you've got the banners that look like this. And then you've got the banners that are triangles. And again, they fold over like that. They're very cute, but I just rarely, I think I use them for a few Easter pop-up cards, but otherwise I rarely use them. And as I said, my piece is missing. It is probably here somewhere. When I sweep my craft room floor, I will probably find it. Okay, this paper I'm using is called Fresh Sage. It's a really pretty paper from Fun Stampers Journey. I'll link to that. And the paper that I'm using for all the decorations is a new collection, or a current collection from Echo Park, called Flower Market, I think it's called. No, Farmhouse Market. Yes, Farmhouse Market. And I'll have an unboxing video, so I will link to that below for the unboxing video. And these are just really pretty, double-sided. Love them. See, this, I didn't worry about how I lined it up with the tape, but you can see if I was using the check, it's really important to line it up. Okay, so let's first start. We've got to put double-sided tape on these flaps. When I put the box together, I want to use the double-sided tape because I want something that's going to hold, not have any wiggle to it at all. Oh, the other thing that's nice to have is a little pair of scissors. Some little detail shears or something. Cut that. So we're going to need double-sided tape there, and then we're going to need double-sided tape on the flaps of these pieces that go inside. And there are some tips and tricks to putting this box together. The first few times I did it, I tried to put the box together and then put these pieces inside, because that's the way I'd always seen it done whenever you're making one without a die. And even when I watched a video of someone putting this one together, that's how they did it. But that is not the easiest way to do it. There's definitely some tricks to putting this together that will save your sanity a bit and will not have you cursing as much. Maybe that's just me with cursing, I don't know, but it'll definitely make this process a whole lot easier. I've also taken some pieces, and I don't really know exactly how this box is going to look. I just took some pieces out of the ephemera that came with this Farmhouse Market, and also the sticker sheet, and the stickers I backed on some more of this Fresh Sage paper. And another thing I use that I forgot to mention, I just realized, are acetate sheets. Sorry, I just bumped my camera. Acetate sheets, and I cut them into strips, and that's how I get this look where these things sort of stand up, the charming, darling, lovely. See how it's standing up on that acetate sheet. And I'm probably going to do that for this box also. Okay, so let's decide. These, you see, I don't know if you can see really clearly, but the detail, those are the ones I'm going to flip down like that because I want them to show on the outside cute like that. Okay. When you are die cutting these, and I know I didn't show that process because I assume if you're buying dies, you know how to die cut things. Oops, I put that adhesive on the wrong side. Okay, maybe I should have folded my card before I put the adhesive down, right? No worries. Put it right there. Anyway, when you are cutting these out, if you're like me, I have some plates on my die cutting machine that are not pretty, and they will leave marks in things that I die cut on the back sides of things. With this box, since you're going to be seeing the back side, it is really important that you use a plate that looks a little nicer if you don't want to see those creases. Let me show you how. I don't know if you can see them, but on the inside of this, you could probably see that there's a lot of creases to the paper. That's because the cutting plate that I used was older. And on this one, I used one of my newer, nicer cutting plates so that I wouldn't be, so that I wouldn't have those creases on the back side of this where you're going to see it. Now on this, one of these I do not fold down because I leave the back standing up like this. You can fold it down, but I like to put some decoration on the back and have it standing up. I just think it looks nicer. But whichever you like, whichever you prefer. If you want to fold it down and just decorate that flap like you would the other flaps. Okay, so I have cut out, there are a lot of different floral patterns, and one of them, you see how bold this one is, and then this one is more of a delicate. And so I'm going to use the bolder one here on this front, I do believe. This is Art Glitter Glue, and Art Glitter is the name of the company. And it dries clear, it dries fast, I really do enjoy it. It will clog. These metal tips you can buy with the glue, and they will clog. So what I do is keep a straight pin in there, and it comes with the tip if you don't have them already, but stainless steel or it will rust. And then when you're pouring out the glue, or getting the glue to come out, it will look orange from the rust instead of that pretty clear color that you want. Okay, so this is the thinner one, and you're going to need 2 of this small piece and 1 of the longer piece. That flap's going to go right there. And I know you might not be getting the idea of how this goes together, but trust me, this is how you want to do the flaps. And I need another one of the bold. Let's see, which I do believe is this, yes. Or, no, it's this. Okay. I don't think it makes a huge difference. The patterns look very similar. We're going to do this one right there and just kind of center it up. There we go. Oh, it helps if I can get it on straight. Why is it always when you're doing it on camera? Okay, so I cut this piece 3 by 4, and that's kind of what fits here. I rounded the corners, and then I took another sticker from that Farmhouse Market collection, just says I must have flowers always and always, and I'm going to put that on the back. This paper is just gorgeous from this Farmhouse Market collection, and it's Echo Park and Cartabella are one and the same apparently, but this is Cartabella paper, and the reason I know that is because it is textured, really highly textured, not highly, but it's textured. And it also has, I'm getting a glare there since I put this here, and it also has, it's just thicker. It's really thick, nice paper that has a little bit of a texture to it. Okay, so now we need to decorate under here. And I'm going to put a floral at the top, and I'm going to put one of these at the bottom. So when it's closed up, this is all going to coordinate. And that's why I love having paper collections, because they just coordinate so beautifully. You don't have to worry about anything not matching. And I just went to my stash of cardstock, solid colored cardstock, and found this fresh sage from Fun Stamper's Journey. Really looks good. Now, the thing about picking the cardstock, that's another tip for you. You don't want to pick some paper that's like a 65-pound or even thinner than that for the base of this card. For the layers, that's fine. For the base, I would pick at least, well, I think an 85-pound works really well. I wouldn't say at least, but an 85-pound works really well. It's going to fold nicely, but it's not going to be so thick that you, oh, that goes someplace else. It's not going to be so thick that you can't crease it and fold it nicely. I don't think I would use 110-pound. That's just too much. 85 is perfect, and that's why I like to use the Fun Stamper's Journey paper, because that's exactly what it is. It's an 85 weight, which I think is perfect for a lot of things. Card making, just regular card bases, I think turn out really nicely with an 85 weight. Okay. That one there. And I'm going to put these thicker ones at the bottom. I hate to cover up that floral by using the other print, but I don't want to do flowers on flowers on flowers. I think that's a bit much. And you can see how mine want to bubble up a bit, and that's because my die plates are older and they have a little bit of a buckle to them. Actually, they're not even that old. I just purchased a Gemini the other day, but I use my die machine pretty much constantly when I'm crafting, and so my plates get ugly fast. Even I reverse them, I do everything, but you know how that goes. Okay, the back piece that's going to stand up, I usually cut one of these thicker pieces and put it right there. And generally, you know, sometimes I don't, but generally I will match what's on the flap that's going to be showing. Be mindful when you're putting these pieces on, if you have a pattern that there is a right side up to, that you want to make sure you know which way your flaps are going to go when someone looks at it. So this one's going to go down, but when they're looking at this one under here, they're going to have it folded up. So if you had some sort of pattern that it made a difference, just be mindful of that you put it on right. Okay, now we're going to start assembling, and you're going to see what I mean about there being some tips and tricks now. Okay, first thing I am going to do is attach this side to here. So I'm going to take off this double-sided tape. You know what? I'm going to crease these a little bit better too. I feel like some of these aren't creased really well. Okay, so we're going to take off this double-sided tape. And we are going to line it up, and I'm going to do it like this just so you can see. Did I take off the wrong side? No, I didn't. I just turned it. Okay. With tape on both sides, I could very easily have done that. So we're going to line it up. Hopefully you can see that I'm lining it up, and I'm butting it up right up against that edge, and then I'm going to press it down. And here's how it looks now, all the pieces together. Might have to put a little more glue down there because I got some buckling. Okay, now I'm going to take the first tab, and I'm going to fold these over, and there's a crease there, so you'll be able to see where you need to fold them. And I'm going to take this double-sided tape off, and I'm going to place it right about where I want it, and usually for me that's about a ½ inch back, and I'm going to put it down flat right here. And then I'm going to leave it just like this. Then I'm going to take the next piece, same thing, fold it, crease it really good, really well, whatever. And then I'm going to take the one flap off. And I'm going to line it up with this one, put it just a little farther back, wherever you decide it looks good for your design that you're doing. Make sure they're kind of lined up here. Press that one down. Now I'm going to take the adhesive off these two pieces. And I'm going to keep them together like this. And then I'm going to bring this piece over, and I'm going to fold it down. And I am going to line it up and then press it down really well. Then when you open it up, you can see they're right where you want them to be. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece off. And this lines up really easily since you've got the rest of the box put together. Just bring this over, and you can even lay it down like this if you want to. Hold it up, however works for you. I'm going to do it like this so you can see it really well. There we go. And that's what the box looks like put together. Really cute. Okay, now I pulled some things from the ephemera pack, which I thought would be cute standing up. And I also took these stickers that have words on them. This one says charming, and I kind of thought I'd add it to that. And I have one that says delightful. Sorry, I can't seem to get a grip. One that says delightful, and then this one that says beautiful may stand all at its own. And then I had some butterflies, or maybe I'll put the beautiful on here. I have this piece also. So just attach them and then have them sticking up. All right, let's get started. I know this charming one I want to have attached here. I just thought that would be really cute. And I can even come back with some, like a flat-backed pearl or something right there and do that. Okay, so I'm going to cut myself, get my big scissors out and cut a strip here to use of this acetate sheet. And let's see, I don't want it really tall, maybe about like that. And this is very precise, as you can see, right? I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Hopefully you can see the acetate sheet there. I'm going to put, you know what, I'm going to bring this piece of paper in so I don't get any of this glue on the surface. And so you can maybe see it a little better. I'm going to put some adhesive right here. It's really nice glue. I'm going to attach that. And the thing about these acetate sheets is you don't want something really heavy because you don't want it to weigh it down so that it just falls forward. I don't need quite that much. Oh, another thing that's really nice to have are a pair of these reverse tweezers, and I'll show you why here in a second. I knew there was something I didn't have on the table that I was going to want to use. So I'm going to put this down in here where I want it, and I'm going to use my reverse tweezers to put right where the adhesive is and just kind of hold it in place for a second. Now with these, you want to be careful when you put your pieces in that they do not stick up over the top of this edge because they will not fit in your envelope if they do. So every once in a while, just kind of check and make sure they're not jutting way up. A little bit is fine, but they're not going too far up that you will not be able to close it into an envelope. Okay, let's do the next one. Maybe right about here. This might be too much. It might be too heavy with that. So I may do this one. It says beautiful. Or you know what? I may just do the words beautiful and delightful. And then mix the butterflies in. I think that would be cute. Okay, so let's just use another strip here. I do not have fingernails at the moment, so it's a little hard for me to grip these. Put some adhesive. Now you do not want to get too much glue. If you do, wipe it off quickly with something damp. Otherwise, it's gonna kind of look ugly on this acetate. It's not going to be clear any longer because you've gotten glue all over it. Okay. Some adhesive right down there. And get my reverse tweezers in there. And the nice thing about using the glue is you kind of have a moment to say, okay, is that too high? Is that over too far? Let me move it around and see what I like. And I think that looks good right there. It doesn't take long for this glue to set. Okay, so I'm going to take this last one and put it right about there. And then I'm going to mix in my butterflies. Okay, do I have another piece of acetate? I sure do. The acetate sheets come in 8.5 by 11 pieces, just like a lot of cardstock. So it's a convenient size, but I always end up using it in strips or using it for some other crafty endeavors, maybe putting ink on it and doing an ink smushing technique or something. But they do come in handy to have. I want this one a little bit lower so I can see both words. The tweezers in there. Okay. Now I have this butterfly. It's the same color as the box. And then I found these two silver ones in my stash. And you know what? I think I'm going to put one right there on the back side of the box. I think that's really cute. Do that. And attach it right there. And again, I don't want to go too far up. You also don't want to go too far to either side that things would be sticking out the side. I've done that once before where I've got something that was too big, stuck out the side. Okay, maybe I just want to do this butterfly right there. That is cute. Okay, I just don't think I'm going to do too much more to this box. I really think it's cute like this. That's stuck there. I just don't know if I want to. Well, I could do that butterfly up like that, but it would cover up the other one. So I think I'm just going to put this butterfly here and call this one good. The other thing you can do is if you've got some leaves or feathers or anything else like that, you could always add it in, kind of filling in the space if you wanted to, the way I've done with these leaves and things in this one, and definitely with them in this one. I've definitely filled in quite a bit, but I think this one's really cute like this with just the words. And you could put, like with this one, how it says charming, darling, lovely, magical you. I could just put you. So charming, beautiful, delightful you. And then underneath I could have a happy birthday message or a thank you message or whatever you want to have. So put this last butterfly down. But there are a lot of possibilities for this. It doesn't have to be, it could be birthday, thank you, just because, whatever you want it to be. And I think it turned out really cute. Let me get it out of the glare there. And there's the back. And then when you fold it up and put it inside, you're going to see both of these patterns, which I think are really pretty together. So I think this turned out really nicely. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I will link to this die. It's a lawn fawn die. And then look for my next video where I show you how to put a box together without using a die. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Happy crafting.